In this video, we're going to be solving this question that is displayed on the screen. Here is 4 raised to power x plus x is equals to 0. We have to find the value of x. So we have 4 raised to power x plus x equal to 0. And let's take this x to the right hand side by subtracting x from both sides. We have 4 raised to power x plus x minus x is equals to 0. We have this is equals to 0 minus x is equals to negative x. So let's make an assumption here, or rather a substitution. So we're going to say let negative x equal a. Now invariably x will be equals to negative a. So anywhere we see x in this equation, we sub it with negative a. Anywhere we see negative x, we sub it with a. So we have 4 raised to the power negative a equals to a. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is to get rid of this negative sign, which is the coefficient of this a. And so we're going to do that by raising both sides to the power of negative 1. So I have a raised to the power of negative 1. Alright, so we have 4 negative a times negative 1 is equals to a. This is equals to a raised to the power negative 1. So we have 4 raised to the power a equals to, now according to indices, x raised to the power negative 1 is equals to 1 over x. So we're going to apply that to the right hand side of this equation. A raised to the power negative 1 is going to be equals to 1 over a. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get rid of this a, which is the exponent of 4. So to do that, we're going to raise both sides again to the power of 1 over a. So we have 1 over a raised to the power of 1 over a. So we're going to have 4. A times 1 over a is equals to 1. So we have 1 over a raised to the power of 1 over a. Now we know that this 4 can be written as 2 square. Okay, 4 is equals to 2 square. And so we're going to replace this 4 with 2 square. So instead of writing 4 again, we're going to write it as 2 square equals to, we have 1 over a raised to the power of 1 over a. So let's equate the bases. So remember, if you also equate the exponents, they are still the same. So we have 2 is equals to 1 over a. And then solving for this a, if you cross multiply, you have 2a is equals to 1. And then if you divide both sides by 2, you have that a is equals to 1 over 2. But recall that earlier we made an assumption that let negative x be equal to a. So we're going to replace this a with negative x. So we're going to have negative x is equals to 1 over 2. So if you multiply both sides by negative 1, negative times negative will be positive. So we have x is equals to negative 1 times 1 over 2. We have negative 1 over 2. So this is the answer to this question. X is equals to negative 1 over 2. But to confirm that is the answer, let's check. Let's plug in the value of this x into this original equation. So we have 4 raised to the power of negative 1 over 2 plus negative 1 over 2. Let's know if it will give us 0. So 4 raised to the power negative 1 over 2 can be written as 1 over 4 raised to the power 1 over 2. And then plus times minus is equals to minus. We have 1 over 2. Let's know if it will give us 0. So we have 1 over 4 raised to the power half is the same thing as square root of 4. We have minus 1 over 2. Then we are checking if it's going to give us 0. So I have 1 over square root of 4 is equals to 2. We have minus 1 over 2. So half minus half is actually equals to 0. And then this is equals to 0. So you see that left hand side is equals to right hand side. And so x is equals to negative 1 over 2 is the solution to this question. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video and share with your friends. Have a nice day.